I'm Rich Carroll. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow you. Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Holland gives her fourth State of the City address. Amy Cherry has the story.
This year's address was held virtually due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, with residents able to watch from the comfort of their homes. The COVID-19 pandemic is the biggest challenge the city and our nation has faced in our lifetime. But through it all, Mayor Holland says the city has taken on this challenge head on, and she's proud of the city's continued response.
Our city hall closed in March, but that did not mean serving our residents stopped. The IT department acted swiftly to provide remote work options for our staff. Departments innovated to continue to provide services such as online permitting and virtual inspections. Our Palm Coast Fire Department worked alongside county emergency management officials to deliver safe and timely responses to all calls for services. We also coordinated information from the Florida Health Department through our series of 19 virtual town halls that saw an average of over 1,000 views weekly.
She also noted how well the community has come together to support one another.
Through great community partnerships, together we raised $100,000 and provided 10,000 boxes of food to 3,500 cars at Town Center in May. The remaining funds have been used to support local pantries and food drives. Thank you to our community partners, volunteers, and those who have risen up to help.
She says Palm Coast, with help from the county, has led a strong vaccination effort, and the city remains vigilant in its efforts to protect the health of all residents. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
The Lehigh Trailhead is getting an upgrade. Karen Johnson has the details.
The Palm Coast City Council has approved a resolution with the Florida Department of Transportation for a local agency program agreement regarding the construction of the Lehigh Trailhead project off of Belterre Parkway. Kimberly Norman, Public Relations Associate with the City of Palm Coast, says the vote greenlights lots of improvements.
The grant is more than $1.5 million, and what that does is for the Lehigh Trailhead project off of Belterre Parkway, is it enhances that path by providing paved parking with more than 60 parking spaces, a restroom and water fountain, and that upgrades the space at the trailhead so that residents' experience is better than it already is.
Kimberly says residents and visitors to Palm Coast also help contribute to improvements at city amenities through spending locally, which is highlighted in the city's Be Local, Buy Local campaign. A portion generated through the small county surtax and the local government half-cent sales tax comes back to the community to pay for capital improvement projects. The city is expected to put this project out for bid and begin construction this year. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
Local students were the recipients of college scholarships made possible through community collaboration. John Arking has the story.
Business owners, civic leaders, and elected officials caravanned across Flagler County Tuesday, delivering nearly $500,000 in scholarships to students as part of Surprise and Drive, a collaboration between the Flagler County Education Foundation and Flagler Schools. Flagler Schools Superintendent Kathy Middlestad.
This is an incredible day for our seniors, and it's monumental in terms of scholarships that they have been awarded and recognized by our community business partnerships with our Ed Foundation. It's just fantastic, and I'm excited to get out there and see some smiling faces. And this opportunity allows those business partners to step forward and support our future leaders. Our kids are going to be the next generation of what stands up our country, so we need that support.
Joe Rizzo, Executive Director of the Flagler County Education Foundation, said even with COVID, people were very generous.
We've had some amazing organizations, and when we've reached out to them about doing this thing, they've actually come to the table with more. They've looked at the kids that have applied, and then we had several organizations that when they would give 1 or 2 or 3 a year would call us and say, we can't pick a kid out of the 5 or 6 kids that we have, so we're just going to give them all one. And it happened repeatedly this year, and that's very rare to have happen. So you could just tell the giving and the caring of the community.
That audio is provided by Daniel Anderson and FlaglerNewsWeekly.com. Among the groups offering scholarships was the Flagler Palm Coast Kiwanis Club with 2 for $8,000 each, while the Flagler Tiger Bay Club pitched in about $21,000 overall in scholarships. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
What has changed during the pandemic?
Lots of things, but when it comes to kids in schools, David Bosserdeth, the district safety specialist with Flagler Schools, says you cannot predict anything, and you have to be ready for everything. You have to be fluid.
That's the one thing I think we've learned is don't try to predict what it's going to look like next week or next month or next year. Have your plan and be patient and fluid and be ready to change whenever needed.
Flagler Health Matters is on the radio every Saturday at 11:30 in the morning here on WNZF. And you can hear the podcast on the Flagler radio app. Tomorrow, some local seniors take part in a high school tradition. Sort of. From the WNZF newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.